with Terry Mills, the sophomore. And Mark Hughes gets his 5th consecutive start today. And in the backcourt, the All-American candidate, Gary Grant, along with Romeo Robinson, another sophomore. Tom Davis is in his 2nd year as head coach of the Iowa Hawkeyes. They come in ranked 13th in the country, 19-7 on the season. And for Tom Davis, the starting lineup in the front court will have Roy Marble out of Flint, Michigan, the junior, along with Bill Jones. And the center will be Ed Horton. And in the backcourt, B.J. Armstrong, along with Michael Reeves, who gets his first start today. That because of the disciplinary tactic employed on Jeff Moe, who missed a meeting and will not start, but will see action in the game.
You know, Vern, right now, this Michigan team cannot take this Iowa team lightly, and they may be looking past them because they beat them so badly in Ann Arbor. Right now, they've got to understand that this is a big, big win for Iowa, and they're on Iowa's own home court, so they've got to come out and really get into the emotion of this game.
Tom Davis was asked prior to the game how his Hawkeye team matched up against the Wolverines.
Sometimes I feel sorry for some of the teams in the Big Ten who are down in the 2nd division right now because they're improved ball clubs, they're good ball clubs, and that you run into too many teams like Michigan, like Purdue, that are just playing so well that you just get a lot of losses. It's a very strong year in this conference.
Obviously, Tom Davis talking about the strength of the Big Ten rather than the matchups. Tom Davis, in a sense, back home, having left Stanford 2 years ago and previous stints at Boston College, Tommy, where you knew him well.
I sure did, and I used to go to his practices quite a bit. He's an exponent of using speed, play with the little guys. What he's looking for is hustlers, guys that'll go out there and scratch out a win, and he's got a lot of them here at Iowa.
Key factor in the graphic you saw is that Bill Frieder's bunch has won 9 out of the last 10 between these two teams, including 3 of 4 here. The only Iowa Hawkeye victory in this series recently came a year ago in this gymnasium. Tip controlled by Mark Hughes of Michigan. Gary Grant has the ball.
First thing Michigan has to do is watch the turnovers.
2 very high-scoring teams. There's the first basket, goes to Terry Mills off the glass.
And you probably give Michigan the advantage in their inside game. They've got bigger players.
Turnover, Iowa. Tom Davis up off the bench and unhappy early. Michigan will inbound. There's the turnover, even up.
I'll tell you, one of the toughest things to do against Iowa is just inbounds the ball. Just get it to a man from the sideline or underneath the basket. Sometimes it looks like it's almost impossible.
And it sounds like such a simple thing.
Oh, so easy, right? Wait and see.
Now B.J. Armstrong to Bill Jones. Michigan in a man-to-man opens with Grant on B.J. Armstrong. He's the leading scorer, but it's an evenly distributed Iowa Hawkeye scoring attack. They have 5 starters, all 5, with the exception of Reeves today, are in double figures. Out of bounds, it'll be Iowa's ball.
One of the things that they do so well, Iowa, is have patience when they're forced into a half-court offense. They'll move it around.
That three-pointer no good. Long rebound, Romeo Robinson. Quickly down, off the glass, doesn't get the roll. Horton with a rebound for Iowa. Here comes the Hawkeye fast break. Horton gets it backward high.
Iowa can take it to the hoop as well as anybody in the conference.
And there's the press after the made basket. They'll press you all day long. Michigan does control.
Good decision not to attack that time. Iowa had 3 guys back.
Tied at 2. Minute 7 gone by. Grant for 3. Off the glass, rebound, Roy Marble.
Looks like Iowa's going to really block out Michigan's big guys.
Bill Jones, top of the key, now playing power forward after the injury to Al Lorenzen. Armstrong penetrates, knocked away. Marble.
One of the things Michigan will have to be alert to is B.J. Armstrong's ability to get inside their defense and make the back guys move a little bit. That creates openings for guys like Marble on the board. Watch the blocking out by Iowa underneath against the big guys of Michigan, and then one of the small guys stepping forward and picking off the rebound.
Roy Marble shooting 73% from the line for the season.
Is an exceptional inside player. A lot of people wonder if he can shoot from the outside, but he does great damage inside with his body on rebound action and puts it back very strong for a guy that's 6'6".
Marble gets 1 of 2, and the rebound comes down in the hands of Rumeal Robinson. Iowa has had nearly a 9-rebound per game edge this season. How about Hughes on the step ladder? But he traveled when he came down.
Now Rice has got the green light if he's open to let any shot fly, and he's got all kinds of inside-outside shots.
Now Michael Reeves operates left side, gets the ball for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Quickly around the perimeter to Horton, who comes back out. Marble, acrobatic move, gets the feed, traveling on the baseline.
They'll work the ball, Iowa, from side to side and get your defense leaning one way or the other and then penetrate with the ball.
Now Terry Mills will inbound for the Michigan Wolverines. 18:06 to go first half. These are two high-scoring teams. Iowa averaging 93 points per game and Michigan 88.7.
Bill Frida wants to get the ball on the second pass against the press to his big ball handler.
That was close to offensive interference. Awfully close, and Tom Davis is off the bench.
They attacked the basket beautifully that time.
4-3 Michigan lead. That basket for 3 won't go. Terry Mills gets it. Looks for Gary Grant. Finally gets it to him. Oh, great pass. Gary Grant saw Hughes floating under the basket.
Well, that's where Iowa has its problem. At the back end of the pressure defense, they make bad judgments, gambles, and they don't really have a shot blocker. So Michigan prepared to take it right to him underneath the basket.
Tom Davis going to his bench on the next dead ball timeout. Jeff Moe, Kent Hill getting ready to come in. 6-3 Michigan lead. Marble gets the roll.
They'll roll off picks on the weak side, coming strong to the ball, and Marble does it beautifully.
6-5 Michigan by 1.
Man-to-man defense by Iowa now.
Trap on the baseline. The nice feed along the baseline to Gary Grant.
Boy, that was some look by Mills.
8-5. Michigan up by 3. Horton. Off his foot, out of bounds. Substitutions now. Jeff Moe, number 20, the three-point artist. And Kent Hill, number 40, come in for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Tom Davis uses a lot of players, not so many by number, but he rotates them into the game quickly to try and keep this defensive pressure up. It's also a good morale builder. Everybody feels like they're part of the game.
Back to Mills. Second pass. It goes to Gary Grant. That's exactly what Frieder wants. He wants Grant to get it on the second pass after the inbound. The reason for that is the entry pass. Mills got away with a travel. Kent Hill comes down with a rebound for the Hawkeyes. Armstrong, 50 move. Shoots a couple.
Michigan has some difficulty every once in a while getting back on defense because their offense sometimes leaves their defense in poor position should the other team gain possession. That's what's called poor floor balance, so that they're not ready to retreat quickly. And I think Armstrong is going to try and take advantage of that as much as possible.
Armstrong hitting 89%, 88.8, second in the country in free throws.
He's a pretty good all-around player himself. Can hit the outside shot and also penetrate, and an exceptional passer when he gets the back line of anybody's defense to move. Here's a little exercise in beating the press. Second pass goes to Grant. Up the sideline to Robinson, who now sees the trap developing. Back to their good ball handler, Grant. And he'll survey the situation, and that's where the good decisions will be. Who's open, who gets it.
8-6 now, Michigan by 2. Roy Marble had been out for just a second, is back in the lineup now. So Iowa goes with Hill, Moe, Marble, Armstrong, and Ed Horton.
And Michigan had 5 guys back to try and get that ball in play.
Now Gary Grant shoves it off. Terry Mills, 2 points.
Well, he's just going to pick that defense apart. I think he's the key in this ball game. His good decisions.
Gary Grant already with 2 assists. And Iowa continues to patiently work the ball. Now back to Moe for 3. Off target. And Hill, too strong, and Moe comes out with it. Horton, foul, Robinson.
A lot of great inside offensive rebounding that time by the big guy, Horton, the center, by a guard, Moe. That's what you need against Michigan. Everybody hit the ball, the boards, and then get back on defense once you score. Here's all alone Horton putting it back up. Gets knocked around, but look at Moe. What's he doing in there? He's a guard.
And finally, the foul from Rumeal Robinson sends Ed Horton to the line, where he's hitting 61% for the year.
You know, it's not always important how big you are in rebounding. It's how quickly you get up and then hit the floor and get up again. And I think Iowa's got those type of rebounders.
This is ordinarily a good free throw shooting team, and they're now 3 of 6 early on, 50%. 15:28 to go first half. It's Michigan up by 3. It remains as is. Rumeal Robinson has the ball right now. Mills, Grant, Hughes, and Rice. Near steal by Moe, and Rumeal Robinson gets it back.
Boy, they have great trap men. Their hands are active all the time.
Gary Grant, the only senior in the starting lineup. There's Glenn Rice. His first 2, and with that, he ties Steve Grody for 11th on the all-time Michigan scoring list.
Rice can shoot it on the dribble. He can shoot it standing still.
Rice has really come on in Big Ten play. There's the attempted alley-oop. Robinson gets it, has the fast break 2-on-1. Grant will take it all the way and gets a 720-degree spin, and he'll shoot for 3 points.
Well, Hill looks like the ultimate wide body. Really challenged Gary Grant, but Grant went up very strong that time to put that in. Take the blow and still score. Look at him just take it strong, and Hill is going to really bang him, try and make sure that he doesn't score to 2, have to do it with 2 free throws. Instead, Grant, with good strength himself, makes it happen.
Gary getting his 121st start in a Michigan uniform today. Gets the free throw, and it's a 15-7 Michigan lead.
Iowa had great shooting problems against this Michigan defense the last go-round.
Matter of fact, at the timeout, they were only 2 of 8, now 2 of 9. And finally get a basket from Kent Hill.
Got the good opening, the first shot.
Grant controls, but Iowa Tom is having shooting problems here early on. Robinson, nice adjustment in midair.
But again, attacking the hoop. Once they beat the tough part of the press, the gamble part, the trappers go right to the basket, and Michigan's doing it.
17-9 Michigan. Bill Jones has to adjust his shot and does nicely.
When you play a man-to-man, that leaves some gaps, particularly everybody's going to be out on Armstrong. Most teams don't sag back against the outside shooting of Iowa.
Now Robinson dishes off to Grant. Kent Hill was there. Grant gets the follow. Battle, and Hill has it. Now B.J. Armstrong. Nice bounce pass to Marble. Oh, dandy.
And you better get back fast against Iowa because they go to the hoop.
Foul on Iowa. Foul is on Roy Marble. Tom Davis, the exponent of the bounce pass.
And here you come, a little bounce pass to the wingman cutting into the hoop. Nice adjustment off the glass as the rotation of the Michigan defense took away the sure layup.
Field goal percentage thus far, Iowa 5 of 12, Michigan 8 of 15. In the first meeting, they shot 59%, Michigan that is. There's the inbound to Terry Mills. They look for Gary Grant, go to Robinson. Here comes the double team. Oh, he got away with an elbow.
That was a great read by Robinson to find the open man.
Jones with a rebound.
Excellent rebounding by Iowa that time. Had 4 guys on the glass.
Armstrong off to the left. And Michigan comes across the midcourt line. There's Grant again. He's got a 3-on-3. How about that?
Boy, he looked off the one defender and made sure he got it to the guy that could make the layup. Beautiful read.
Michael Reeves. Back to Bill Jones. Grant tried to save it. Mills did too.
Here comes Michigan right at you. Fast break. Only 2 defenders back there as he gets right through the pack, Grant. Lays it down to the wide open wingman and read the bottom man of the defense going out to play the wingman on the left. That's really knowing what to do as a middleman.
Now Jim Bain, the official, separating Hughes and Marble. Lloyd Vaught has come in for Michigan now, along with Mike Griffin. So Bill Frieder has gone to his bench 7 minutes into the first half. Armstrong, Horton back in, Bill Jones, Mo Marble. The twins out on the floor for Iowa. Armstrong, penetration, off-balance shot. Rice comes down, traveling.
Beautiful penetration that time, and Horton went right to the glass. Unluckily, he could not come up with the offensive rebound, but when Armstrong penetrates, they are very active getting to the glass.
Iowa with a 3-rebound edge thus far. Marble. Boy, it looks like Tim Daggett of our Olympic gymnastic team in the air.
Give him a bar, he'd jump over it.
Mark Connor as well. Grant fishes off. Offensive foul.
Watch Marble on the offensive glass right now. Just get the ball, and the shot up and in.
19-15, Michigan leads. 1 second left.
Michigan fast break, and then double team him if possible when he gets into the paint. Iowa does it beautifully. They cut him off at the pass, and all of a sudden he creates a charging situation. Great defense by Iowa that time to get up underneath Grant and force that charge violation on him.
That was the first foul on Gary Grant. Only 4 team fouls on Michigan. Iowa thus far with only 1 foul in the game. 19-15, 11:59 to go first half. Vern Lundquist and Tommy Heinsohn here from Carver Hawkeye Arena. As Michigan leads by 4. They have won 9 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams. Horton, fouled by Mike Griffin, number 20.
For a big guy, Horton's got pretty good ability to put the ball on the floor, I think, except when he's got his back to the basket. Then he has all kinds of problems, and he doesn't recognize people coming down to help out.
That'll send Roy Marble back to the line. Or is it? No, it's going to be Horton. I beg your pardon. Ed Horton, the junior from Springfield.
Very good inside player. Really spreads out, takes room underneath there. And he's got a pretty decent outside shot from about 15 feet in.
This Iowa team lost Al Lorenzen, the power forward, to back surgery about a month ago. And they started Horton and Hill in the first meeting between these two teams. And then Tom Davis went to a change and started Jeff Moe. Moe has started most of this month. Mills back in the lineup. Feeds it off to Lloyd Vaught. Mills with the follow.
Boy, is he kind of an active player, that Terry Mills. Good passer and good rebounder.
Again, Hill looks for Horton.
And just daring Hill to shoot from that outside position.
Double team on the baseline. And Horton is stripped of it. Fine bounce pass, Gary Grant.
Good double team down in that low post. Really created problems for Iowa.
Grant, the leading scorer in the game now with Roy Marble. They both have 7. Armstrong off the pick, but then Mills comes out to defend it. Moe with a rebound.
What a spark plug he is.
Grant tries the behind the back. Moe almost gets it. That was not intended for Mills, but he puts it up, and Horton gets the rebound. Here comes Iowa. Moe left side, Armstrong all the way.
And that's just the type of play to get this crowd ignited and to pump a little emotion back into Iowa.
Largest lead was 8 at 17-9. It's now 23-21. Michigan
One thing about Tom Davis's team, they'll go at you for the full 40 minutes.
Glenn Rice quiet so far. And a chance to tie for the Hawkeyes. We're tied. Horton
Put it on the floor. Almost had that shot blocked. Look at the real coolness of Grant.
Mike Griffin. Loy Bott. Michigan ball.
Michigan so ready to advance that ball underneath the basket against this pressure defense.
Michael Reeves and Bill Jones back in for the Hawkeyes now, numbers 11 and 14. There's Michael Reeves getting his first start today.
The last Iowa fast break off the rebound. Good outlet pass quickly. Well, not that quick. But up they come. And then it goes down inside as somebody from Michigan forgot their defensive assignment in that man-to-man.
You can see Horton pleading for the ball along the baseline. Glenn Rice to inbound. Rumeal Robinson quickly to Loy Bott. Not a bad shooter for a big man.
Very selective, and that makes him a good shooter. Takes only the shots he thinks he can make. No forcing.
Michigan back on top by 2. Hell ball and a possession arrow points toward Iowa.
Iowa has good inside, or excuse me, outside scoring, but today they're really getting the inside points that sometimes they don't see. And they'll need to do that against Michigan and help pick up some fouls against the bigger people from Michigan.
Jones, bounce pass. Horton slips. Blue ball? Yes, Michigan ball.
Horton put it on the floor and slipped on a wet spot, but he was ready to power it through. Total denied defense that time, and good decision to call a timeout.
Michigan has to call timeout. Bill Frieder gets his troops gathered around. Iowa came back to tie at 23 all, and it's now a 25-23 Michigan lead for Lundquist along with Tommy Heinsohn.
And we saw the first difficulty of inbounding the ball. Michigan forced to call a timeout. And that kind of gets a little scary when you have to use your timeout this early in the ball just to save a possession. Now they're all over the ball handler.
Yeah, it's just another variation of the press, Tom.
That's the IQ test. They disguise where the openings are.
Loy Bott. No basket, travel. That is the 5th Michigan turnover of the game.
They did what they were supposed to do, but a little violation in doing it. Michigan knows they're going to attack the basket.
In the pit last night, New Mexico beat UTEP by 11 in Albuquerque. I saw the first 4 minutes of that game before it was nighty-night time. 25-23, 8:40 to go in the first half.
Michigan is just packing their defense down man-to-man against this rotating offense of Iowa.
B.J. Armstrong from the outside, one of the few outside shots Iowa's hit today.
Well, you better get out there. Michigan's insulting the outside shooters of Iowa.
And that gives Iowa only a second lead. Here's Kent Hill. Reeves.
Made a great gamble to pick off that pass by Robinson. And here's where young players can get rattled, but not Grant.
Beats the double team. Dishes left side. Loy Bott comes back to set it up.
He was afraid to walk a second time.
And Gary Grant will go to the line. Let me quickly correct myself. That was Michael Reeves with the three-pointer and not B.J. Armstrong.
Here's the double team that caused the turnover. And Rumeal Robinson sees a man he thinks down close to the basket, but Horton was right there waiting on the pass. And then look at 4-on-2 and an alley-oop as that two-man defense didn't know who to pick up.
Marble now with 9 points. Terry Mills That last foul was only the third team foul against Iowa. It was on Michael Reeves. Bill Jones, Roy Marble.
Michigan gets caught an awful lot with poor floor balance. They're not prepared if they lose possession of the shot to get back on defense. And this is a perfect example. Nobody back there. And Iowa able to get a man out in front. A better pass would have created an absolutely easy layup.
That was on Mike Griffin before the basket. Foul was on the drive, so the basket didn't count. Here's Marble. Bill Jones pumps once, puts it up. And Bills with a strong rebound for Michigan.
Boy, he's showing me something. Rebounding, ball handling.
Had kind of an inconsistent first year at Michigan. He was a top 48 student a year ago. There's the tip, Mark Hughes.
That's another wide body that Michigan had.
28-27, 7:03 to go, first half.
Hughes has got enough body there to put 3 numbers on his jersey.
How about the pass from Marble to Jones?
Oh, inside stuff. They're eating up the interior part of Michigan's defense.
There's the press. There's some feeling here that Roy Marble has not lived up to all the hype this season, that he's had an off year. If that is the case, he's certainly putting it to bed today. Here's Grant. Griffin with a foul.
Watch Roy Marble with the pass once he gets it. Inside it goes, bounce pass, fakes up, gets 2 defenders, waits for the man to cut to the hoop. I mean, that's keeping you cool and making the right move.
Quickly, Mike Griffin picks up 3 fouls, and Bill Frieder calls him back to the bench. Rumeal Robinson back in now. So Griffin with 3 fouls.
You know what Iowa does with this press defense? They show it to you, the same defense for a while. They get you to think that you've got it mastered, and all of a sudden, they disguise a different opening. They cover up what you thought was an opening, and they get you really second-guessing yourself and demoralizing yourself.
Watch this, Tom. Look at the Hawkeye free throws. They have made 511 coming in today, as opposed to 402 attempts by their opponents. What causes that?
Because they get the ball inside very easily on their half-court offense, and when they play that aggressive pressure defense, they end up with a lot of fast break opportunities, and sometimes, I would say a lot of times, they get fouled on the front end of the fast break out of frustration for just that defensive player throwing the ball away up the other end.
Bill Jones gets 1 out of 2, and it's a 31-27 Iowa lead.
Well, now they took that press off, and they just backed down. They're playing pretty good man-to-man. They haven't gone to their normal 1-2-2 zone.
Mills had a little too much oomph in the pump, and he traveled.
I'll take his oomph anytime.
That oomph caused him to move his feet. 31-27, 6-12. Robinson stripped, Jones followed. And the largest Iowa lead, now it's 6. Rice gets an elbow from Mo, but controls the ball.
Why, again, they overplayed the man. Iowa almost picked it off.
Bill Jones fronting on Mark Hughes, now gets behind him. Little give and take, and that's the 3 short. Tip doesn't go for Rice. Horton with the rebound. Mo crying for the basketball. Armstrong passes and drives.
I see some great inside play coming up right now. The inside play on the floor, a bounce pass. Now he tries to make a strong move to the hoop. No, not there. And Jones just picks up the rebound. But they do that so well, that entry pass. That's standard for Tom Davis's offense. A bounce pass along the baseline to a man coming to the low post. And Horton knows how to get the pass and make the shot.
Bill Frieder wants to talk it over. 5:29 to go in the first half of play. The Hawkeyes are up. Iowa 16-4 in the last 5:40.
Right. They score in bunches. When they use this full court pressure defense, they're liable to get you disrupted, disorganized, and you really have to keep emotionally under control. That's where Grant is so important, his experience. If they can continue to get the ball in his hands, they can come back against the press and still exploit the weaknesses of Iowa underneath the basket when they attack the hoop.
Armstrong shooting his 4th free throw. He's made 2, now making 3 out of 4. Michael Reeves coming back into the lineup, and Armstrong will get a rest. Interesting, last year at the start of the season, the point guard spot was wide open between Michael Reeves and B.J. Armstrong, and Reeves had a knee injury. Armstrong came in and became one of the premier point guards in the country. And Reeves has been relegated to a backup role in his senior season.
Iowa will let you toss the ball back behind the defense.
Here's Jeff Moe for 2 on the steal.
Poor decision by Taylor.
Kirk Taylor, the freshman from Dayton, Ohio, threw it away.
You see what happens when you're a freshman?
Long pass to Rice, controlled by Ed Horton. Iowa leads by 10. Here's Moe. Rice gets it. Foul is on Roy Marble.
Last basket by Iowa. Now the freshman coming up, a double team. He gets a little nervous, thinks he sees an opening in the middle. It's not there, and knocked away. And look how quickly Iowa can take it up and score. There you see the season average that the Hawkeyes create, and Michigan 9 so far in this game.
13 points off turnover thus far. And a 10-point Iowa lead. 4:40 to go first half. Kirk Taylor, number 23. Back it goes to Hughes, who doesn't want the shot. Grant inside the three-point line gets the roll. And Gary Grant has 9 in the game. Armstrong goes back to the free throw line. Kirk Taylor gets the foul. Well, 2 of the stars on the court today, Glenn Rice and Roy Marble, high school rivals in Flint, Michigan. At Northwestern High School, Glenn Rice, Mr. Basketball in Michigan in '85, and the runner-up, Roy Marble, at Beecher High School. And here they are 3 years later. There's Roy Marble, who has 9 points so far in the game, and Glenn Rice relatively quiet thus far with only 4.
They've been on Glenn Rice, and he has not been able to get his shots off. Coming off picks. They have not been able to put the ball in a good shooter's hand.
Roy Marble gets a rest on Tom Davis's bench now.
Yeah, that's what happens when you use the press. You have to come out of your normal offense. So they can't spend an awful lot of time, Michigan, getting the ball to Rice.
Michael Morgan has taken Roy Marble's place. Morgan, number 24. And back to a 10-point edge. A 22-6 run now by Iowa since the 11-11 mark. That's in the last 7 minutes. Kirk Taylor, they back way off him. Mills with that pump. Armstrong. Reeves waits for it. Here's Michael Reeves. Bill Jones.
A little frosting on Tim Brandt's cake.
Grant. Mills rebound Michigan. What a shot.
I'll tell you, Mills and Brandt are keeping Michigan in this ball game right now.
Lead is 10, 3:35 to go first half. Foul away from the ball on Glenn Rice. Watch the fast break, and particularly the touch pass from Michael Reeves at the end of this.
You see nobody back protecting at all for Michigan. There's 4 guys well behind the advance of the ball. Normally most teams station at least one guy at the top of the offense to protect against a quick loss of possession and stop fast break opportunities. Michigan very guilty of people going to the boards when they shouldn't sometimes.
Morgan will shoot another. Senior out of Houghton, Louisiana. Two, and Grant comes down with a rebound. Largest lead of the game was 12 by Iowa, now at 11, 42-31, 3:15 to go, near steal. Underneath to Rice, and a chance for a three-point play. Near the conclusion of today's game, Tommy Heinsohn and I will select the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the game for each team. And in their honor, Chevrolet will donate $1,000 scholarship to the General Scholarship Fund of each school. That's coming up a little bit later on this afternoon. Glenn Rice with a chance for a three-point play.
After fast break, doesn't work. And they get the ball up against the press. They ought to be looking for Rice to get him a little bit more involved in the offense. He's an excellent outside shooter and a guy that can take it to the hoop.
Horton too strong. Hill rebound, puts it in. Steal by Moe. There's the pressure again.
You think you're going to inbound the ball, huh?
And quickly back to a 12-point lead. Gary Grant. Armstrong. Moe, listen to the crowd.
To fit the system around those ball players. Interesting.
Don't forget, coming up next, the third round of the Los Angeles Open presented by Nissan out of the Riviera Country Club in Los Angeles. That's next here on CBS. We've got 2:28 to go before halftime, and Rumeal Robinson inbounds it, pumps once, puts it up, and he'll go to the line.
Well, they had a 3-on-2 opportunity that time off an out-of-bounds play on the sideline. That's almost unheard of. Rumeal Robinson was afraid to pass the ball and took it strong to the hoop. If that's what you can do, he is afraid to pass the ball. He said, I'm going to at least get fouled on this thing, if not score a basket.
Robinson now with 6 points in the game, averaging 8.6 for the year. The lead at 11. Foul, Gary Grant.
Now Michigan trying to do to Iowa what Iowa's been doing to them. They full court press and pin somebody on the sideline, but instead Grant is called for the foul as he got a little bit too aggressive.
That's his third, and Bill Frieder does not make a move to the bench. More than anything right now, he needs the experience of his senior captain.
He absolutely does, because he's the guy that really has been under control and in breaking that press. It's been others who have not been able to get him the ball that's caused the problem.
Armstrong with 7 points. No basket, lane violation. Lane violation, so roll out the basket and give Michigan the ball to inbounds.
Horton was trying to cheat the rebound. Down inside, S. Horton trying to cheat the rebound by getting his shoulder in front of his man in case the shot was missed.
Gary Grant to Rumeal Robinson. 48-37, 2:15 to go. There's the trap. Kind of a weak pass, but it found its mark. Lloyd Vaught gets his second basket of the first half.
He's got a nice-looking shot.
And a 14-point lead has been cut to 9. Here's Bill Jones with his own rebound.
Again, that penetration concentration doing the man-to-man defense of Michigan.
Jones has 11 points to lead all scorers. Robinson on the line.
Another turnover. It just gets you to do what you don't want to do.
And Frieder is upset. Pick from Jones. Armstrong feeds it back. Bounce pass, strip. Armstrong gets it for Iowa. Michigan ball. Here's the list of the Iowa coaches who've had 50 wins here. Pops Harrison was the leader, the quickest to get there, with 50 wins in 59 games. And Tom Davis, if he wins today, will win his 50th in his second year as the head coach. That'll be Michigan's ball.
Little zone defense that time, and just confusing on that all ends of the court.
And as you can see, if Tom Davis wins today, it'll be his 50th with only 12 defeats. And another substitution. Bill Frieder is about to send Steve Stoiko into the lineup. Stoiko, a seldom used senior out of Bay Village, Ohio. Stoiko is a guy who ends every practice for Michigan by running from the top of whatever arena they're playing in, all the way down, full court, and then dunking the basketball.
And if he misses the dunk, they make him do it again.
He's got to go all the way back to the top. We were laughing with him yesterday. So when was the last time you missed? He said 2 weeks ago at Chrysler Arena. It's a long trot.
I'd hate the coach that made me do that.
I think it was his idea.
It was his idea. Probably right. He's kind of a fun-loving kid. But he better have the fun punched out of him right now. He's got to produce and as many of those stuffs as possible.
Terry Mills at the line. The free throw differential in this game is unbelievable in the first half. Iowa has been at the line 16 times, Michigan 4.
Well, what Iowa will do is that if you get a 3-on-2 or a 2-on-1 situation, they will fake at you and more or less let you have the shot. They don't deliberately foul like a lot of teams when you attack the basket. And when they get into their regular half-court zone, a 1-2-2, they don't get out there and really foul against the perimeter people, and they got pretty good hands down inside.
Back to a 9-point edge now, 1:15 remaining in the first half. Michigan was up by 8 early at 17-9, and the largest Iowa lead has been 14. Here's Michael Reeves into the teeth of the defense, feeds it off to Horton, and he'll shoot. As Rumeal Robinson tried to take the charge and is called for the foul.
Again, Michigan trying to put the same tactics on Iowa. Sometimes you catch a team that presses so well can't handle it themselves. But B.J. Armstrong knows where the opening is. Now Reeves, a good ball handler, takes it into the paint, and that allows the wingman to get open and at least attack the hoop and end up with a foul.
Ed Horton goes to the line. He is 3 of 4 there today.
People consider Ed Horton to be the weak link in their defense.
Michigan chasing Purdue 11-2, and they get Purdue a week from today. But a loss today would put them 2 back with a game to play between now and then. Another lane violation. That's the second one. That's unusual.
Well, a lot of players who line up for rebounds look to see when their knees go up and they go in there before the release of the ball, trying to get an inside position for a rebound. So you really have to know your shooters.
That was Michael Reeves. Here's Grant the trap. Offensive foul, number 4 on Gary Grant. Oh, boy, does that hurt Michigan.
I think that was a terrible call. Men surrounded him, and he moved, and I think the guy just faked the official out that time. Who was it, Jones, that took the charge? That puts Michigan in deep trouble right now. Robinson will have to handle this press, and maybe Rice. Let's take a look at it. They have him trapped in the corner. He's trying to just split the seam, and the man has to give him a little room. He went down.
It was Bill Jones who took the charge, and Grant goes to the bench with 1:03 to go in the first half. His fourth foul. He has 9 points. Armstrong for Iowa. Off the pick supplied by Horton. Bounce pass. There's Morgan.
What a play by Horton. He saw the double triple team and knew the weak side was wide open, but perfect pass.
There's a foul on Michael Morgan. Just got the basket.
Let's take a look at the last play. It goes down inside. You'll see the man cutting down into the low post. That's Horton. Now there's 2 men around him, and alertly Jones just goes to the hoop on the weak side, but Horton picked him up, spotted him.
Iowa, after a 2 of 8 start early on, is now hitting 56% of the first half. And Robinson can't get the free throw to drop. Horton with a rebound. Final 45 seconds, first half. Shot clock shows 35. So there's a 2-second difference. Jones calls for the ball underneath. Armstrong settles for Horton. Shot clock at 20. 0 for 3. Jones over the back.
Mo was trying to send his team into the locker room with a big cheer from the crowd by hitting a three-pointer. That kind of shot was ill-advised. They could have worked the clock down a lot lower than they did.
Glenn Rice goes to the line. 1 of 1 today, but only 7 points in the first half. Now Terry Mills gets a rest, and Mark Hughes back in for Michigan. And Rice will shoot the front end of a 1-and-1.
This man will be under the gun now, maybe to do more ball handling against that press. They have not been able to put it into his hands quite enough to get his good offense going.
But how effective will he be with Grant on the bench?
They may move him into a different spot and beating the press so that he does handle the ball.
Substitution, Kirk Taylor back in for Michigan, and Glenn Rice goes to the bench.
Here's the press defense right now by Michigan.
52-43. And Horton
took his time, beat Michigan's press by attacking the hoop.
Robinson off the front edge. That's the end of the first half for the score. Iowa 54-43.
Foul out of this ball game.
Gary Grant, what do you think about the decision to play him?
Well, they're down big numbers, and he's got to get their offense going and get a little confidence that they can handle this pressure again. But I'd be trying to get in this man's hand, Rice, or inside to this man, Mills.
Mills misses his first shot. Long rebound. Robinson tries to chase it down, and does to Glenn Rice. From the baseline, Rice hits it.
Now they've got to get their main shooter at the ball, and that's Rice. Inside man, Rice. Get him off picks if possible. Get him into the flow of the action in the low post, and let him get the feel of the ball and get a rhythm in his shooting.
Rice now 4 of 9 for the game. There's Armstrong down along the baseline. Now Bill Jones. Marble. Rebound Robinson. Oh, hello.
What a rebound for a guard. He grabbed the rebound and then bounced it off the glass.
Underneath, Rice. They're going right to him.
He is the man. I don't believe there's any one guy on Iowa that can stop him. Iowa's been playing man-to-man half-court offense.
Roy Marble doesn't get the basket to go, but let's look at Glenn Rice in action.
When he gets down in a low post, he's against a small man right now who's trying to front him. The pass goes over the top, and that allows him to make the catch and go up quickly for the jump shot. So look for him, get him involved.
Second foul on Terry Mills, and Marble goes to the line where he's 1 of 2 today. 9 points so far.
One of the great things that Tom Davis does with his offense is set picks for people to come to the low post so that they don't have to fight for position, and Marble is great at using that situation.
That basket was waved off, so we'll start it again. Marble gets it.
That is set offense. They're scoring more from the inside, which is what you have to do against a great team like Michigan. And it's all being done with penetration instead of relying on the outside shooting ability of Armstrong and Moe. They've made hay inside.
56-47, 18:33 to go. Romeo Robinson to Mark Hughes. Quick entry pass from Grant. He's got to be careful now. Playing with 4, and there's Rice again. That's 6 quick points for Glenn Rice.
You have to get the ball to him, and they're doing it successfully. That time a little bit by accident. But Hughes, when he gets the ball at the high post, has got to look to either Mills or Rice and get him the ball.
Jones thinks about it. What a deliberate thought about a three-pointer.
They are back way off of the man.
Horton. Oh, boy.
That was that good pick once again, getting the man wide open in a low post, and he had the double team, but still could get the shot off.
How about the fake from Romeo Robinson?
Well, there's where Horton is weak. He makes bad gambles, gets faked out, and this year's Iowa team does not have the shot blocking ability to protect the basket that they had last season.
58-51. Go back to one more point about Al Lorenzen being out of the lineup with the back surgery. That means that Iowa defensively is weak down deep inside. Worse than any other place.
Walking, baby!
Off of Roy Marble. Substitutions now as Kent Hill and Jeff Moe come in for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
You watch this little picking action that gets set up. And the ball goes around right there for Horton. He's wide open. They don't switch. Part of the problem with the Michigan defense is that they don't switch on picks underneath the basket. That's allowing Iowa to get good position in that low post.
Gary Grant, in the meantime, put up a jumper and got it. It's 58-53. 17:05 to go. And Michigan's Grant playing with 4 fouls. Picked up his 4th with a minute to go in the first half. That's Grant out on Kent Hill. Mills is fronting on Ed Horton. Down in the low post. Armstrong guarded by Romeo Robinson. 10 seconds on the shot clock, which comes into play for the first time this afternoon. Armstrong. Horton. Moe with a rebound.
What a great rebound that time, and I think Mills made a good block on Horton, but Moe was right there.
3 on 2, back to Gary Grant from Glenn Rice.
Well, that's why Grant is back in this ball game right now, and he's making sure that Rice touches it.
Offensive foul, Jeff Moe.
Here comes Grant right at you. Look at him looking to the wing to see who might be open. Rice there. And Rice eludes a potential charge call and just drops it nicely back to Grant, who knew he had a layup if he stepped to the ball.
An 11-point halftime Iowa lead has been lowered to 6. 60-55. Bullet pass. Lloyd Boyd.
He can pick apart the defense. Once they beat the press, Grant is a master.
60-57. Marble, spin move twice, foul on Mills. The Michigan Wolverines have hit 7 of 8 to open the second half.
And all good shots. And Iowa has been a little bit tentative trying to get their offense going, but they rely on a cumulative effect. They'll keep banging you, banging you, banging you, get this press working, and all of a sudden, they start to score in bunches. And after any time of halftime adjustment, you got to expect the other team to make some kind of changes. But Iowa's perfectly capable of catching on again.
Gary Mills will get a rest. He's picked up his 3rd foul. And Roy Marble goes to the line where he is 3 of 4 today.
A lot of people expected him to be Michael Jordan when he first showed up here, but he's not exactly that type of player.
Coming up tomorrow on NCAA basketball on CBS, the Syracuse Orangemen go down to Kentucky to take on the Wildcats. That's tomorrow. Marble gets them both. And time has been called. A television timeout of 5.
Second guess as a coach. What kind of nonsense is that to start your key man with 4 fouls in the second half? But it was very important that Michigan have their leader out there to get back into this ball game and to deliver the ball to the inside people. And it's worked.
Grant is the only senior in the starting lineup. There is Glenn Rice, the junior. And he's come on with a strong early second half. 6 points on 3 of 3 from the field.
I've said it a couple of times already. He needs the ball. But the other guy that's a good option for Michigan inside is Terry Mills.
And while we're at it, let's not ignore the effort of Ramil Robinson in the second half. So Loy Vaught, Mark Hughes now the inside man. Here's Robinson, Grant, and Rice for Michigan.
Iowa is not as aggressive in their full court pressure. They attack a little bit off the half court. But they pull that full court off a little bit.
Back to Rice in the high post. He pulls it out. Looks down low for Loy Vaught. Good ball movement by Michigan. Now Rice takes the shot short. But a foul on Michael Morgan will send Glenn Rice to the free throw line. We're on the campus of the University of Iowa in Iowa City, where 15,500 or so are on hand at Carver Hawkeye Arena. And they have enjoyed an Iowa game against Michigan in which Iowa jumped onto a 14-point lead in the first half, led by 11 at the half, but now the lead is down to 5.
This guy has been primarily responsible for it. I'll tell you, he's one of the real fine all-around forwards in anybody's league. He can shoot outside, he can put it on the floor, and more particularly, he offers them another passer, a very good ball handler who can dribble and has good decisions, and the passes, the variety of passes to help his team. And he's a totally unselfish player. I think he's going to be a great pro prospect next year.
There was a flurry in the papers here, Tom. He was quoted in yesterday's papers as saying he was thinking about a hardship in the NBA at the end of this year and said, no, he's coming back to Michigan.
I don't think he ever thought seriously about it.
B.J. Armstrong dishes it left. 4-point lead. There's the three-pointer from Reeves. Too strong. Robinson gets it for Michigan.
Well, that was a wide miss.
Looks like a Lundquist shot.
Here's a guy that has to really help out a little bit with that type of penetration to create openings for Rice once again. Get inside, make the Iowa defense collapse, and then look for Rice.
The lead is 2. Rice has 18 points. And Armstrong is going to reload the offense. From the corner, Armstrong for 3. How about Robinson up to tip the ball out? And here comes Gary Grant for Michigan. A touch pass to Glenn Rice. We're tied.
That is perfect fast break basketball. 2-point guards, Grant and Ramil Robinson. They just helped Rice score that hoop.
Foul on Ramil Robinson. But the touch pass was a thing of beauty, and Michigan is 9 of 10 from the field in this half.
And taking nothing but good shots. They've kept their poise. That's what a real winning team has to do. And they've also taken the crowd out of this game right now. For Iowa, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Iowa go more full court pressure coming up shortly, just to discombobulate them a little bit. Now, you look at Grant looking, and he gives it back to the middleman. Ramil Robinson and Rice in perfect position before that lone defender at the bottom of the defense could adjust.
There's another foul underneath on Michigan. Loy Vaught. In the meantime, Mike Griffin comes in, and Ramil Robinson went to the bench. Robinson went out with his 3rd foul. Elsewhere in college basketball, Oklahoma rolling over Colorado. Pittsburgh defeats Connecticut. And Kansas leads Missouri. Important game for Larry Brown's bunch, as well as Norm Stewart's in the Big 8. 52-50 in that game.
Well, that Danny Manning showed us something last week, didn't he?
Oh. And Horton misfires on the free throw. Also, how about Seton Hall? P.J. Carlesimo over Villanova by a bunch. Louisville defeats Virginia Tech. As Tim Brandt told you at the half, that gives them the Metro Conference lead. There's the pressure, and here's Gary Grant. Glenn Rice. Oh! The tip goes. Loy Vaught.
Get the ball to him, whether it's a jump shot or a layup, and have the big guys trail for rebounds like Vaught did that time, cleaning up any misses.
Michigan back on top. They did lead by as many as 8 early in the game. And Hughes with a rebound. 64-63. Wolverines on top by 1. Grant to Mike Griffin. Loy Vaught. Griffin saves it for the Wolverines. Hughes got it.
Swinging the ball beautifully in the bottom of the Iowa defense, not rotating quick enough.
11 of 14 from the field in the second half for the Michigan Wolverines. They trail by 11 at the half. They lead by 3
for Rice because they've been able to deliver the ball where they wanted it.
Gary Grant, the only senior in the Michigan starting lineup, and Bill Frieder opted to go with him despite the 4 fouls. It's paid big dividends. Here's Mo with the entry pass, knocked away. Marble picks it up. 13-10 remaining in the ball game.
Michigan going man-to-man right now.
That puts Grant on Jeff Mo. Turnover, that's the 3rd for Iowa in this half.
Great defense by Rice that time. He got picked off, but still got back to make the steal.
Grant. 3-pointer for Gary Grant.
Boy, he got a lot of poise. Probably the only college player I know that I trust to play a half with 4 fouls.
And he's playing so much within himself, realizing that he has that problem. And it's a 69-63 edge. Bill Jones, again, they give him the shot. He passes on it. Marble. Horton with the long rebound. Spin move into traffic. Rebound. Loy Vaught of Michigan.
Boy, Horton just forced that ball that time. Mo, I think it was on the side, just waiting for an outside shot to try to change the momentum with a 3-pointer.
The Michigan subs are all up and encouraging their team.
Going to try and take Iowa out of their 1-2-2 zone right now. You know, sometimes that's a mistake. You change your own aggressiveness and the momentum that you have by sitting on the ball. You can rely on Iowa not doing that if they get the ball.
Grant for 3. Mo fights for the rebound. Bill Jones on the line. Michigan ball. In the first half, Michigan had 12 turnovers, many forced by that aggressive Iowa defense. In this half, with Gary Grant doing most of the ball handling, none.
I just don't think that they have attacked Michigan with that press quite as aggressively in the second half as they did in the first half. And that might be a little decoy by Tom Davis.
Gary Grant, 2 more.
Boy, they are all playing very intelligently, Michigan now. The IQ test, the score is going to Michigan. A press defense by Iowa has now taken control of this game and delivered the ball to the guy that can put it in the basket, Rice. And that's what the story has been here in the second half. Now, Iowa has got to come out and also start to get more aggressive so they get some turnovers to make their easy steals or get Mo involved in the game if he's in there right now, which he's not. He's been their inspirational leader at times to change momentum with 3-pointers.
They've given Bill Jones that shot all day. He doesn't want it. Michael Reeves, there's the bounce pass to Hill. Good play.
And the way to attack that thing is to get on the baseline and overplay it and turn him to the middle.
Rice back to Hughes. Basket count? Yes.
I'll tell you, that was an outstanding play by Rice to create that opening for Hughes. Just waited for the trailer to get up there. Now you watch Iowa's last basket. The man come to the low post now, right off the pick, or moves to the pick right along the baseline, and Michigan went on tap to try and pick it off, and that let the man sweep in for the easy hoop.
That was Kent Hill with a basket, and at the other end, off the assist from Glenn Rice, Mark Hughes with a very agile move to get the basket and go to the line with a chance for three.
He's still got a little baby fat on him. Wait till he toughens up.
73-65, nearing the 10-minute mark. Roy Marble gets two more.
That's his game. Get him involved a little bit. Get him the ball.
Rice. Back to Hughes. Griffin looks for Gary Grant and gets it to him. Grant with 2 offensive fouls among the 4 he picked up in the first half. Turnover. That's the first this half for Michigan. Jones. Offensive foul.
Well, it could have gone the other way, of course. They had a 3-on-1 opportunity, and all they had to do was make a pass, and they get a layup out of it. You watch the turnover coming up right now. Griffin just over the head of Rice, who can't hold on to it. And now it's a 3-on-1, and the man should have dropped the ball off. That's why he ended up with the charge.
Mike Griffin took the charge. He's playing with 3 fouls, and the Iowa bench erupted. Now the inbound play by Michigan. Gary Grant. Just patiently brings it across the timeline.
I'll tell you, he's just beautiful. Missed the cool.
73-67 with 10 to go in the ball game.
Iowa's going to really make their charge right now with this pressure defense. And this is the guy that's going to have to control the action. Gary Grant.
Michigan was up by 8 in the first half, trailed by as many as 14. Down by 11 at the half, and they come back to lead by as many as 8 in this half. And that rebound goes to Loibaught of Michigan. Double team. Gets rid of it.
Three big guys there in for Michigan. They got to try and capitalize on one of them. Get them open inside.
Mills instead comes way out. Mike Grant, Gary's brother, a graduate assistant, is holding up a sign on the bench that says low. You can see him to the right of Bill Frieder.
It means low post, I'll bet.
Exactly. I can figure that out. What the heck? If you can hit like that, don't worry about it.
Get out there for the jumper.
75-67, 8:50. Marble will shoot a couple.
There is no jump shot in his repertoire. He takes it strong to the hoop every time, Roy Marble. There's Voigt with the good save. And now trying to find a man, just makes a good step, almost walks. And then later on in possession, it gets down into Terry Mills' hands. And he says, I'm going to take this jump shot. And for a guy his size, that's great shooting.
Loibaught made the play by saving it. Just about walked, and now Marble at the line. 15 points this afternoon.
You know, I alluded to before, people thought that he was going to be a Michael Jordan type of player, a Skywalker that could do all those great things. Well, Michael Jordan really came into his own in the pros with all the things that showed, even though he's a great college player. Marble, within the framework of what they're doing here, is very good.
Kent Hill with the follow, and the lead is Michigan by 5. 8:40 to go in the game. There's Gary Grant. That foul on Ed Horton.
There was a total deny on the inbound, and they very alertly got it to the one man that had an angle to receive the pass, and then got it into the hands of Grant.
In the first half, Michigan 47%. In this half, 75%, and Iowa's fallen off to 33%. Bill Frieder was telling Tommy and me last night about the game against Indiana 2 weeks ago when Michigan scored on 18 consecutive possessions. Foul on Hill.
But did you see Rumeal Robinson go up to get that pass? It was way above his head. That's what created the foul by Hill.
That's the fourth on Kent Hill. Hill leaves. Bill Jones comes back in. Following our ball game this afternoon, third round coverage of the Los Angeles Open presented by Nissan. That's next here on CBS. Mills. Jones with the takeaway.
Oh, what a steal that time by Jones. Mills thought he had it really protected. No way.
Again, Hughes backs off to give Jones the outside shot. 75-70, 8:15 to go.
A must possession here.
Now Jones takes it.
They need the momentum, a little emotion back in their ball game. That's what pumps a little life into that press defense.
After passing on the three-pointer most of the afternoon, he takes it and Grant counters to Michigan.
Does he read a game? We need two. I'm getting it.
Michigan ball. Terrific play by Terry Mills, and Roy Marble is in the stands.
Watch Jones make a great steal on this replay as Mills has the ball. He thinks it's protected, and Jones just comes right in and pops it loose. Up the other end, they get him in the corner to the left of your screen, all the way around the horn. They're daring him to shoot, and he says, it's mine.
And at midcourt, Mike Reeves and Tom Davis off the bench. Foul called on Reeves. It'll be 1-1.
You know, when you hit an outside shot or any kind of a shot in a set offense, a pressing team, that makes them even put more vigor into their shoes to become more aggressive. Now, that shot by Jones that we just showed really is going to help them play a lot better defense.
Rumeal Robinson goes to the free throw line, 1 of 2 today.
He's from Patrick Ewing's high school up my neck of the woods around Boston. Reeves Tech, and great kid.
15,500 have jammed Carver Hawkeye Arena in Iowa City. And a terrific ball game thus far as the lead is teeter-tottered back and forth. Michigan currently on top, 78-73. Rumeal Robinson to the second half of the 1-1 gets it. And the lead is back at 6 after Michigan trailed by 11 at the half.
Well, Armstrong is going to have to start delivering the ball to the right shooters of Iowa, much like Grant did for Michigan to get it to Rice. Now, who's the inside player? Marble.
Shot now at 10. Armstrong. Over Mills, gets it.
And a pick and roll worked, and Mills switched out, but didn't cover his shooting hand.
79-75 at the 7-minute mark. Robinson, Brown thought he traveled. Lloyd Vaught getting ready to come back in for Michigan, and Kent Hill for Iowa. Hill with 4 fouls. And just to re-emphasize, Gary Grant has played the entire second half with 4 fouls. Mark Hughes, Marble rebound for Iowa. For 3. Bill Jones rebound. Armstrong for 3. Yes! Iowa with a chance to go back on top. Marble will shoot.
Marble was going to score that time, no matter what. He took the outlet pass well in the back court and just headed to the hoop, regardless of circumstances.
That's 4 fouls on Terry Mills, and Roy Marble goes to the line. 6 of 8 today.
You know, a good man-to-man press by Iowa might be in order now, just so that they can't get the ball into Grant's hands. There's the penetration, and Armstrong at the top of your bottom of your screen now, right out of three-point range as the entire Michigan team drops to protect, and Armstrong can hit that shot.
We're tied at 79. Michael Morgan comes back in for Roy Marble for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Look at him getting down on that press. That's doing it.
Vaught with the inbound pass. Now they get it to Glenn Rice. Michigan has Rumeal Robinson, Hughes, Rice, Grant, and Roy Vaught on the court.
And surprisingly, Michigan is having their big players in the backcourt bring the ball up.
Could that be to protect Grant at all?
I don't know. He's been handling it most of the time before, but Rice and Hughes brought it up.
Roy Vaught.
Oh, he doesn't shoot them often, but when they do, they're good shots.
81-79, 5:30. Here comes Mark Hughes for Michigan. That quiets the crowd again.
Bad pass by Mo.
Armstrong. Switching defense by Michigan puts Vaught on Armstrong. Nice bounce pass left side. Rumeal Robinson guilty of the foul.
Here's the pickoff as Mo really doesn't look to see if his man is open or covered, and just allowed Hughes, the big body, to swipe that pass and head for the hoop.
Robinson now playing with 4 fouls, but not playing for long. Griffin comes in for him. Points off turnovers in this half. Michigan 11, Iowa 3. So the Wolverines have 3 players with 4 fouls now. Terry Mills and Rumeal Robinson on the bench with 4 each. Grant continues to play with 4.
That's amazing. In a college game, for a kid to have that much poise, to know what to do and not force the issue. Beautiful basketball by Grant.
Michael Morgan gets the front end of the 1-and-1. Coming up next, the 3rd round of the Los Angeles Open, presented by Nissan, here on CBS. Marble back in for Iowa. Morgan goes to the bench.
Just enough of a little rest on the bench to get their feet in the game. The key guy right now is Horton. Don't make a bad gamble.
Boy, that was close with a time limit.
Horton back on the tail end of the defense.
Now Griffin brings it across for Michigan. Back to Hughes. We go to the half-court offense. Glenn Rice. Roy Vaught way up in the air, but Kent Hill comes down with it for the Hawkeyes. And a chance to tie for Iowa. 4:45 to go in the game. Too strong. Hill. Too short, but he'll shoot.
Horton has missed a couple of those shots in close to the hoop. He kind of expects contact all the time and just threw it up there. Now, this is a great pass by Marble inside. He's wide open. All he had to do was touch it off the glass, and it was 2. But look at this guy. A bang and a bang and
You don't look like John Madden.
I'll tell you.
Foul trouble
You know, when
so far.
you're an inside player like I used to be, when you get underneath that basket and guys start wrapping you around, that's probably the toughest thing to do is remain strong and still release the ball with a soft touch.
Hill misses the first of 2.
You know, all those fancy damn guards out there shooting long distance shots. They never get their nose dirty for rebounds.
83-82. Michigan still on top by 1. 4:35 remaining in the ball game. Grant scoops down, drills the ball, and it's off the Iowa Hawkeyes. It'll be Michigan's the inbound.
What a pass.
Looked like a Koufax fastball.
That was a layup there if Vaught had had his hands up.
Michigan has 1 timeout left. Iowa 2. No fouls to give. The possession era points toward Iowa.
Man-to-man by Iowa.
Tried the backdoor play, but Grant was well covered by Michael Reeves. Shot clock at 15. Glenn Rice. Hill with a rebound. And a chance for Iowa to take the lead. Armstrong. Marble.
Got on the front end of the break. Armstrong with the jump shot. The cleanup rebound by Marble. Beautiful.
Reeder sends Mills back in.
Watch this coming up, and everybody with a white jersey just heading to the hoop, and Marble in perfect position to tip it in on the miss.
Iowa by 1.
Grant will have to be a little bit cute about his penetration. Normally, I would say Grant would be the guy, but this, with Grant with 4 fouls, the man that's got to score is Rice.
They get it inbounds to Glenn Rice, and he gives it up to Ramil Robinson. Robinson and Mills and Gary Grant with 4 fouls.
Get the ball to Rice where he can do something, or this man Mills inside to go one-on-one.
Mark Hughes, not normally the scoring threat. There's Mills. Shot clock at 19. Grant. Oh, dandy play.
They work the Iowa defense. They're making them expend a lot of energy on that half-court defense now.
Gary Grant had 9 points at the half. He's got 22 now in the entire second half with the 4 fouls. Rebound right to Michael Reeves. Michigan up by 1. 3:04 to go.
Well, Armstrong should only be taking a secondary shot from the outside if the defense backs in. They should be looking inside to this man in the low post. Marble, if possible.
Marble sets the back screen, trying to free up Michael Reeves. B.J. Armstrong. Horton. Oh, somehow got that in.
Boy, it could have been a foul that time, too, as he took a blow.
86-85, Iowa with the lead. Near turnover. Robinson saves it for Michigan.
The object is to get a good shot every time you come up. Not really to work the clock down, I don't think. Get a good shot, something going to the hoop.
Oh, stolen by Iowa. Marble to Armstrong. And wisely, he brings it back out.
2 defenders back there, and Armstrong didn't spot a third guy coming up, so he pulls it out.
Armstrong back to Horton. Hawkeyes lead by 1, 1:50 to go. Shot clock at 12.
Need a good shot.
5. Armstrong. Foul by Robinson. That's going to be it for Ramil Robinson in the game.
That was a clear out. They tried a little pick and roll, and once he got by there was no Michigan defender down close to the basket. He had a pretty decent angle going to the hoop. Ends up with Ramil Robinson fouling him, who had to stay with a tough man that can penetrate.
11 points for Robinson. Encourages his teammates before he heads to the bench. That leaves 2 in the lineup with 4 fouls. Gary Grant and Terry Mills. And Mike Griffin comes back in. Coming up next, the 3rd round of the Los Angeles Open, presented by Nissan from the Riviera Country Club in Los Angeles. That's next on CBS. We have 1:31 to go.
I just love to look at the eyes of a shooter that knows that there are 2 foul shots on the line. I look at this kid's eyes. He is going to sight the basket, and you can tell he's got the poise. It's the guys that don't look at the rim, that kind of look at the rim at the last instant. You can almost tell they don't want to shoot it, but not this guy.
Iowa by 3. 88-85, 91 seconds to go. Iowa turnover. Marble and Griffin.
And I'll tell you, they made a great steal, Iowa, but then took a shot from out of bounds, a bad shot. Here's the steal coming up as Mo knocks it over to the corner. Now, they should have just held the ball for work the clock down a little bit. They didn't.
That was ruled a held ball. The possession arrow Iowa's way. Timeout, Hawkeyes. Timeouts remaining, both teams with one. And in foul trouble, Rumeal Robinson has already fouled out for Michigan. Grant and Mills continue to play with 4. Kent Hill has 4 for Iowa.
Iowa has to work the clock down as much as possible and still come up with a good shot. Now, they have elected to give the ball to Armstrong as the clock has been going down.
Mark Hughes, that's his first foul.
Now, that was Iowa's version of the stall offense. They had everybody up above the head of the key so anybody could go one-on-one and take it strong to the hoop, which is what Jones tried to do.
Bill Jones, 1 of 2 from the line today. And for the season, only a 60% free throw shooter.
Now, let's look at his eyes. Okay. I love to look at their eyes.
See if there's any difference in the Jones eyes and the Armstrong eyes.
Well, he just don't want to look at that rim. Well, there we are.
No doubt.
They look up and they say, it's mine. Then you can just feel it.
Is that guaranteed to work?
Well, get him a little distracted or a little anxious. Now let's see how he looks on the second one.
Yes.
Well, you're getting pretty good at it, see?
5-point Iowa lead, 1:10 to go. Rice, Jones won't give him the three-pointer. Now he's got it. Horton rebound. Foul. No foul. No foul. It was off Gary Grant. It'll be Iowa's ball. Stoico getting ready to come in. Armstrong. What do you think the Purdue Boilermakers are thinking about watching this game? They have currently a 1-game edge over Michigan. Iowa, Armstrong avoids the trap. 35 seconds remaining.
They should have fouled way before that.
Wrong man to foul. He's the number 2 free throw shooter in the country. That's 4 on Griffin.
But they don't quite have the speed in the backcourt. Foul the wrong man right here, and he's just dribbling the clock down. They should have fouled way before this. Give themselves a couple of chances at possessions, and Grant hurt his knee on that play.
Oh, boy.
All right. We didn't have his eyes on that one.
That's unexpected. Grant for 3. Yes! Michigan uses its last timeout. They have pulled to within 2 with 18 seconds remaining in the game. Official Malcolm Hemphill, who ruled a three-pointer, was overruled by Ron Witter. Watch it now, Tom Heinsohn.
You watch him come to the middle. That's Gary Grant, and he pulls up off that little pick. And you can see right there that his both feet were behind the three-point line. He makes the basket, and you watch the left of your screen on the bottom, the official with one hand up, and it goes through. He gives him the three-pointer, but the official at the top of the screen said it was only 2.
It was Hemphill who said three-point basket. The replay shows he was correct, but Ron Witter, the trailing official on the play, said no, it was only good for 2, and as a result, it's a 90-87 game right now. Griffin tries to get the steal, doesn't. Iowa to inbound.
And Michigan just overplayed everybody coming to the ball as Bill Frieda wishes he was back in Ann Arbor right now with 16 seconds to go.
with 1 timeout left. Clock shows 16 seconds. So Gary Grant's basket counted for only 2, and not 3. Intentional foul on Mike Griffin.
Little picking action to try and shake somebody loose going down the court. And Griffin just grabbed.
That's 5 on Griffin. That means Iowa will shoot 2 and get the ball. And it's going to be B.J. Armstrong at the line. He just missed his last one, the front end of the 1-and-1.
Well, he can't wait right now. They're trying to freeze him a little bit. It's a 2-shot intentional foul, so it's not a 1-on-1. The ball had not been inbounded.
And it's going to be Michael Reeves who will shoot it. Armstrong doing a little poaching. Sitting at the line just in case they didn't get it. Here's Reeves. 2 shots.
Here's the play, the intentional, all boxed up. And Griffin in the middle of the pack had grabbed hold of one of the players.
And at the other end, Reeves gets the second of the 2, and it's an Iowa lead of 4. Michigan currently trailing Purdue by 1 game. Iowa 3 back. And Iowa has a very tough schedule left. They've got to play 3 of their final 4 on the road. Michigan, 2 at home, 2 on the road. Armstrong, foul by Mills. That's 5 on Terry Mills.
At pressure defense that Iowa puts on you, you just have to play intelligent basketball. And I'll tell you, Michigan had played it as intelligently as you can expect. They didn't make that many turnovers in the second half, totally under control, but Iowa is a tough team to beat at home.
Mills leads the ball game with 12 points today. And Armstrong back at the line.
Everybody back for Iowa to protect against the quick hoop.
Chevrolet most valuable players of the game today. Gary Grant for Michigan playing the entire second half with the 4 fouls. Winds up with, at least for now, 24 points. And B.J. Armstrong, the man at the line, who has 16 points for Iowa. And a check in the amount of $1,000 to be donated to each school's General Scholarship Fund to further assist qualified students in their chosen field of endeavor. Here's Horton with the counter.
There's the final shot as Rice lost possession of the ball. And what are you going to say? Great win. And Tom Davis, who really has brought aggressive basketball to Iowa in all its phases, a happy win for him. Bill Frieda wishes he was in Ann Arbor, but his team, watch out for them come NCAA time.
For Tommy Heinsohn, I'm Brett.